Wunderbar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, green. They're green.
Greenish.
Greenish. They're green adjacent.
Green.
All right. Whenever you try something new, there's always going to be a few hiccups along the way, and we're actually still on track. All right, so basically, chat. Right now, we are going to stream. We're actually going to be streaming this paranormal investigation for the next few hours. We should be looking at. Let's see. What we're looking at till 2 a.m. But we already have one bid that has already put us to 10 after 2. So right now we are going to be streaming until 10 minutes after 2 a.m. That's where we're sitting right now.
Our first experiment will be Phil taking a nap. In the
And I think we are also. Okay, it's better. It's better, and I'm losing only 25% of my frames, so that can't be too bad. But we'll see if it continues. All right, everybody. I'll just do a quick test.
Let's give tea a stream chance.
All right, are we ready to do this? Lights out.
Lights out.
All right, here we go, everybody. Lights out.
Yeah, because I can.
All right, here we go.
Because we got our flashlights. Wait, where's my flashlight? Whatever the technology decides to do.
We are at the whim of the technology. All right.
And I also will say.
Hit it. We should go to.
What I wanted to do was get out my IR lights.
But it should, when you cut off that light, Chew Data, thank you for that resub. Do appreciate it.
Here we go.
Resubbing at 13 months. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
I think that little single candle does not go out, which is fine.
Yeah, but the only problem is my camera isn't slipping into night mode.
Oh, did you activate night mode before you?
I may have
connected
to. I may have to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Lights back on.
And in fact, I mean, it's
a learning
cameras
process.
are dark.
It's a learning process.
So I think having one light on might be.
All right. Chet, you're going to lose one of the cameras for just a moment. Unless, Phil, look at my screen. Am I on night mode or not?
No,
All right.
I don't think so.
This would be interesting. Okay, so cut this off. Oh, damn it. There we go. All right, Phil, can you keep an eye on the camera?
Yes.
Hang on.
I just blinded myself. Okay. I see
It probably went out.
the background.
Hang on. How about now?
Yep, I see the camera.
Okay.
It does not appear to be night mode, however.
I just put it in night mode. Really? I tested this thing.
See what happens if you switch it while it's connected?
Well, that's just it. It won't let me switch.
Okay.
Oh my God, are you serious? I get this far? All right.
Don't Panic says that camera makes the same noises as my dash cam.
Okay. It still doesn't see it, does it?
It's not showing up yet.
All right. Let me just see what happens. Because now it's in night mode. Now it's in night mode. You test and you test and you test. Nope, it's not seeing it. It's not seeing it at all. Damn it. But it is in night vision. Okay. See, if I switch it into night vision, it won't allow for it won't allow it to be a web camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's either a PC camera or, which is weird because I tested it and I sent you the test footage.
I saw it with my own eyes.
I mean, man, this was what I was worried about, chat. This was what I was worried about. I was worried that for whatever reason it would do this to me. All right, one more try. One more try. I'm trying to think of what I did differently. And all I did differently was I put it into, no, I didn't do that. That's really disappointing.
I go.
Tech is being super
in
spooky.
campfire mode.
We might have to. All right. Now it's not even seeing the camera. Wow. it's like it's decided, oh, you want to do it now.
Right.
Well, now I'm going to shit the bed.
That is that Murphy.
Damn Murphy. All right.
I just saw it light up over there.
Can we give it a second? Oh, wait. I probably have to, since I unplugged it and plugged it in again. Yep. Yeah. It's ridiculous that I can't. I just can't. I tested this thing and tested this thing, and now it's decided, nope. No, wait. Okay, let's try that. It looks like we're going to have to do, if we want to do this with a web camera. Apparently, if I want this thing to work, it's got to be this way.
It's got to be in non-night mode.
It's got to be in non-light mode because It's just not working. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. And now to add insult to injury, it's not even seeing it. It's not even seeing the device. Wow. Wow, it's just...
That's crazy.
That's nuts. That is just nuts.
What's your HD webcam? Oh, that's the...
Yeah, that's what... the HD webcam is that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sees that. Hi, everybody.
In the words of Ross.
Oh, man.
Pivot.
Pivot. All right. There it is. No, there it is.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Campfire mode.
Campfire mode it is.
Campfire
I
mode,
suppose.
people.
That's campfire
Watch
mode.
as I luxuriate by the campfire.
It's gonna have to. That's just gonna have to do. Because I can't get it to do. I can't get it to do what we want it to do. I want to know what happened between the test and this. It's just like everything.
Same computer, everything.
Same computer and everything.
Yeah.
Same computer and everything. All right. Then you know what? This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do the...
This is how we're doing it?
Yep. This is grilled cheese zombie. I know, right? And it actually kind of adds a little atmosphere to everything. But this wasn't exactly what I expected. So, but if you want to see...
And of course, I had to switch to one camera because it's so dark that my other cameras have no night vision. It is the $10 tiny box cube camera that is duct taped to a shitty webcam tripod.
That is funny.
That is,
well, the good news is we got a multi going. We've got a multi going.
Things are happening.
Yeah, things are happening. But the good news is we've got a multi going. I'm pretty sure it's still working. I know the multi's working. Yep. That's still a thing. That is still a thing.
Yeah. So.
All right. Then this is how we do it tonight, everybody. We're doing our ghost hunt.
Shoes are coming off.
Shoes are
'cause
coming
it's
off.
business time.
It's business
And
time.
I'm still wearing my business socks.
I'm still wearing the business socks. Overcome and adapt. Exactly, Nico.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I guess the first thing we should do is let everybody know exactly. Well, actually, what I think I should do is bring the camera closer because since you can't see all the room, you might as well just bring it closer.
guys.
So
Cozying up around the
Yep.
lantern.
Yep. So Phil, just tell me when it's presentable. I don't know where it goes.
Coming in.
And this is where you
Yeah,
learn.
that's it. Lower it. Yep.
This is where you learn, chat. This is where you learn. You learn what. You'll learn what to do and how to adapt it. And how to make
Ultra Electric says, "You know it's getting serious when the shoes are off." You got that right.
Amen.
You got that right.
Let's see.
Don't panic once. No, does Twitch have a rule about shoes off? As long as I'm not showing too much toe.
I think that's the important thing. You know, not too much toe.
All right, that looks pretty good.
All right.
In fact, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll save the batteries on this. Ooh, yeah, that infrared gets hot. All right.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take the both, and then you have the facts of life.
Okay, how's it?
Oh, you're going to tilt it up a bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be about here.
All right.
That should be pretty good.
All right. Oh, that's much better. That's much. Oh wait. Well, actually, I probably need to tilt it up a little more.
My
Cut off
My
heads
head. And then I'll position mine
accordingly.
accordingly. You sit yourself.
I'll sit here. I'll sit
You
here.
sit your booty down.
Yeah. Okay, chat. So, here's our game plan tonight. We still have the camera on the K2. Or sorry, we still have a camera on the on the Flux 2. So we're good. We're good in that respect, and we are still good to go until 2 a.m. tonight. Random subbing at Tier 1 for 4 months. Thank you very much. 27 days till closing. That's what I want to hear. And while I take a breath.
Take a breath.
So
Duct tape.
tonight already, we experienced some stuff that we just can't explain. So what happened was, instead of it being a tour, we were taken to the caretaker's house of the Belle Grove plantation. And we basically sat down with John of the Fredericksburg Paranormal. It's a mouthful.
Investigative research or something.
Yeah, Paranormal Investigative Research Team. It was a mouthful. It was definitely a mouthful. And we sat down with them tonight and we did some EVPs. And along with EVPs, we were also, he basically put across the house all kinds of different stuff. I also put up the Flux 2. He allowed me to use the Flux 2 tonight, so I set that up. And we actually got a hit off of it, which was pretty damn impressive. But what was probably the most impressive was he had these little music boxes attached to motion sensors. And the motion sensors kept going off. I mean, we would be talking, we would be doing something, and then suddenly we would hear the music box go off at the top of the stairs. And it was actually responding to us. There were EVPs that were recorded that were... The quality of the speaker was a little rough.
Right, which
The
is
quality of the speaker,
it's which comes with the small handheld recording device territory. That particular model of digital recorder is extremely popular amongst paranormal investigators. It's a Panasonic. I can't remember the model number, but it is highly sought after, very difficult to find. And
I'm assuming it's because of that rewind feature that he was using.
Could be. I just think it's a combination of features and quality, but I don't think quality extends to the onboard speaker.
No, it does not. No, it does not. Now, if we decide that we're going to do that approach to EVPs where we stop and we listen, we stop and we listen, we stop and we listen, I actually brought speakers. And then we're going to have headphones and then speakers, and then we're going to go on ahead and do that. But we are taking this seriously. Even with all the false starts and the hiccups and the little things that we had go wrong, we are still taking this very seriously. I want to analyze the EVPs. You know what, Spence? We will gladly do that. We will gladly set that up for you. And... We're gonna be doing some EVPs. We're going to be doing some spirit box work, some specific kind of spirit box work. I will reposition the camera. It'll be awkward, but I'll reposition the camera accordingly. And of course, as you see, you got the Flux 2 in the background, and we have roughly a zone of probably 3 feet. So if anything comes close to that, it will go off, and we will see how it does. But when I say we're going to take this thing seriously, what I mean by that is we are not going to basically we're not going to be asking the spirits about these nuts. We're not going to be, asking any of the spirits about Candace. We're not going to be, we're not doing any of that tonight. Now, it's okay to crack jokes. It's okay to have a good time tonight. We are still raising money for No Kid Hungry, and one of the other things about tonight is we will be we're going to also be keeping an eye on the charity stream because we're keeping an eye on the stream. We're trying to find out how we're doing. I just realized something about that though is that I don't have the progress bar for the charity stream. So what I'm going to do, can I do that on the fly? I think I can.
Don't make it angry.
I know. I don't want to make. I don't want to make my stream angry. I know. I don't want to make my stream angry. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to risk it. Every great gig has a soundtrack. You are ready to rock and roll. Well, that's good to know. That is good to know. And we are I'm gonna go on ahead and actually start recording. I've actually turned up the sensitivity. I've actually maxed out the sensitivity on this, and I'm recording. I'm recording with my H4n right now, just so we get that underway. Now let me just go to tilt the perfect. I'll just go straight to the dashboard. Everyone just bear with me. Everyone bear with us. This has been a real education already. I think that goes without saying. This has been a real education. And what I'm going to do is make this a little smaller, and then I'm going to go on ahead. Nico's in the room next door, right? Yeah, exactly, Twitch Mom. Nico's in the room next door. I mean,
people downstairs.
Yeah, so many people said they were going to do that. So many people said they were going to let they were going to take the room next door to us. Unfortunately, the funny story is that the people next door to us, they apparently are not here for the ghost, and they don't want to know anything about some ghosts.
No.
They don't want to know a damn thing about that. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, I think that's it. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely.
Good work. On the fly.
On the fly, baby, on the fly. It's like I wrote a book on this thing. All right. Whoa.
What did I just get? Oh no, I'm a son of a bitch.
Oh no.
Guess what I got? Guess what? I was stuck to the Velcro. Okay.
Okay, all you gotta do is prop it up. Hang on.
Okay.
Put it in front. And I can't see
I feel like I'm in a car. Yeah, I was so careful about the cable. I didn't realize I had the Velcro stuck to me.
All right. This is gonna be a long night. The spirits are gonna look at us and go, These idiots need Twitch for dummies. Okay. Phil, you need to watch the top of the screen and see when you see the lights of the.
Watch out for that Velcro.
Yeah.
It'll get you.
Do you see the lights of the flux?
Not yet.
All right. Man.
What have I
tripped on
done?
this thing hard.
What have I done?
Yeah.
No, I do. I just saw them. And they're gone.
Let me know when.
Nothing yet. I mean, I see them in the periphery. I'm going to preemptively wrap this Velcro on itself.
All right. You still can't see it, can
Still
you?
can't see it.
Hold on.
Oh, I just saw it zip by.
Yeah, I know.
Like a shooting star in the night.
I know.
Up, it's poking its head up a little bit. Up, down a little bit. It went off at the top now. So if you could bring it lower, maybe not the camera lower, but the angle.
Like that?
Oh, well, yeah, keep doing whatever you're doing. Yes, I think that's pretty good.
Are we good?
I see it.
That was me testing it.
There it is. Watch out for the Velcro. Oh, you're not wearing socks.
There we go.
I got my business socks
You
on.
got your business socks on. All right.
Okay. So
People ghost hunting are freaking out right now.
the people that don't want to hear about the ghost hunting.
I know, right?
Um,
But anyway, what, is this one yours?
That's my light. Yeah.
That's yours? Okay.
Because my camera needs a little extra help.
Right. But that's the same one I'm using, yeah. So anyway, so we are taking this seriously. We are still raising money for No Kid Hungry. As you can see, we are resting pretty at just over $2,100. And real quick, I'm just going to show you There we go. Hold on a second, everybody. No, that's fine. That's fine. Here are the incentives. I forgot to put the mic in the final scene as a source. God, it's like we've never done. Well, actually, we've never done this. We've never done this before. So this has been some crazy ass lessons we've been getting. So here are the 3 incentives for tonight. If you donate $100, which is 1,000 meals for kids, if you donate $100, that extends our paranormal investigation by 10 minutes. If you donate $500 tonight, that will get you an extra half an hour to this incredible professional setup that you see before you. Another 30 minutes, which is 5,000 meals for kids. And finally, if you donate $1,000, we will extend this paranormal investigation by an hour and a half. So there you go. We're back.
All right, so we're actually here, and
we're going to do this.
We're doing this. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's start there.
Yeah.
We're going to take a moment here, T and I, to unwind a little bit, not from the investigation, but from the setup.
Because we were talking about this.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
this. Now, I am no expert. I've long been a fan of the paranormal.
Yeah, but you've done this more than I have.
I have only just this year started investigating.
Right.
I do find that it's so important to get into that mindset where you can almost view it as a mixing board, right?
Right.
For those people that know mixing boards and music, if you don't, basically a mixing board has all the different parts of, let's say, your song in there, and all the different thought processes going on with our setup tonight. All of that are all the different tracks on this mixing board.
Yep.
And now T and I are just going to turn down the levels and just open our senses up to the space that we're in. Open up our minds to the experience
and the
possibilities.
So, but here's the thing. We already have our first question. Pip wants to know how the caretaker's cottage felt. That's a good question because, in all fairness, it feels like this right now. There's a heavy silence in this air.
Yeah. Well, I think once we push those tracks down, I felt it mounting a little bit. When we came back, that silence was in here. When I went in the bathroom, got that chill feeling kind of run up and down my arms, and felt it then. And then with the setup, it kind of went back down, and now I feel like that vibe is there, where it's that palpable silence.
So
stillness, I think, is a better word for it.
Yeah, and it actually happened when we got here. When we got here, Phil went to get something out of his car. Now, instead of looking in the corner, I got to look here. But Phil went to go and get something out of his car, and he left me alone in the room. And there was something about being left alone in this room. I was like, I need to be recording. And I recorded like a 5-minute session. I didn't hear anything, but then again, I really wasn't like paying a lot of close attention to it. But there was a feeling that there was like an instinct of, I need to be listening to this. I need to be recording this. And that is something that I've noticed right now in this room, is that there is the caretaker's cottage. Focusing on before we talk about this room, focusing on the caretaker's cottage. It didn't feel malicious.
No.
But it did feel heavy.
It felt heavy, and here's the word. It didn't feel malicious. It didn't exactly feel welcoming.
No.
It felt tolerant of our presence.
Maybe
That makes
slightly,
sense.
maybe
It's
slightly,
a little bit.
a little
Yeah.
antagonistic near the end.
I'll tell you, when I first went upstairs, it was very heavy up there. When I turned the corner, and there was a room up there with a red chair and a couch, and it just hit me like a load of bricks.
That felt that did give me a little bit of a creep out.
And then when the music box was playing later in the night, and I went upstairs with it, I keenly felt like I was not alone up there. And for most of the time, I felt like someone could have been standing like just in the doorway, off to that right side, based on how I was oriented. But then I felt, and as I explained to John, it was almost like it felt like the walls start to close in a little bit, and that's when the music box went off. When I was up there.
So, what exactly do we want to try to do tonight? Where should we start? I mean, we've got the recorder, we've got the digital recorders going. We can try to do some EVPs, but the question is, how do you want to do the EVP?
So I'm thinking, ask out some questions, and then we can do a playback. I'm not super concerned, at least in this phase of the night, messing with the speakers. Right. Let's keep it as simple as we can for now.
Yeah.
If we hear something, and we'll play it back, and you might not be able to tell what it is, we might not, but it'll be exciting enough if we get something.
Right.
And we'll just kind of start there and kind of take things as they come and go organically through this night. We've got 2 recorders going. And this is the maiden voyage of my H1.
Yep.
Which is now running.
Okay.
So I think, why don't we just get started, and I will announce this as EVP session, Belle Grove Plantation, Wednesday, July 21st, 12:43 a.m. in the Madison Suite.
Okay, here we go.
I'll actually turn up this volume a little bit on the microphone. Is there anybody here with us tonight? If you could come close to this light and let us know that you're here. We have come here tonight specifically looking to connect.
We have behind... First, I'm T. This is Phil. And behind us, there is a blue light. You should see it behind you. And that blue light is... that blue light, if you go up to that blue light, you can actually make it change color. And that's another way. If you're feeling shy, you can go on ahead and touch that blue light. And the blue light will change color. And we can actually have a conversation, which is something that we're looking to do.
Is Carrie Turner maybe here with us tonight? Carrie, if you're here with us, can you give us any kind of sign?
I think that was our neighbors.
I don't know. It's a little late for the neighbors.
That's true.
That wasn't because the doors make a fairly loud, clunky sound.
That's true.
Carrie, was that you?
Remember, Carrie, you can touch that blue light behind Phil, and you can change that color, and we can have a conversation.
And stop this.
Okay. So this is one way, chat, that people do EVPs is they'll either do what we're doing with our other recorders.
If you want, do you want me to pop in my earbuds and listen to this while you talk?
While I
this?
talk. Yeah,
And, then, and if I hear something,
or you can use the headphones that are over there. That might give you a little more.
There you go. A little more.
Yeah.
Juice. I will say one thing.
Actually, Panic just said I have headphones in, and that spooked me. The sound she heard when we said let's forgive the sign. You heard that.
One suggestion:
Yeah.
take it or leave it. I think we should, focus on specific activities
Yeah.
at a time, as
Yeah.
to not overwhelm our.
Right. We're gonna focus on some things like for one segment, then we're gonna move on to another segment, then we'll move on to another segment.
Okay.
My caffeine and chocolate just arrived. Excellent.
Well, apparently this has a monitor feature as well.
Oh, well, there we go.
Which I have no idea how to turn it off. The question is, will it play when I'm... No. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going in.
So while Phil is listening, one of the ways you do EVPs or electric voice phenomenon is where after one way is doing it by just doing a straight up recording at the highest quality on a recorder, and then afterwards you go back and you listen to it. Another method is what we're doing here, where you record the EVP, and then, or rather, you do a record, you pause, you listen, you wait, and that's the thing. You have to wait. You have to give a lot of time in between each thing, each question you ask, to give it a chance to listen, and then you go back and you review it. So that's one way of doing it. One of the things about tonight was we heard some very compelling evidence. The only thing I didn't like about the recorder is that its open air speakers sounded a little rough. It sounded a little edgy, and it was hard for me to really discern what I had to guess what some of the words were. So it'll be interesting to see if Phil picks up anything this go around. Again, we're using our inside voices for this. This is not an ASMR stream. We have neighbors below us and neighbors across the way from us. We have no idea how thick the walls are here at the plantation, but I'm going to make the bold assumption that so long as we don't scream, which we won't, we'll be okay. And this was obviously not the way we planned this stream. Originally, I did run the gear through different checks. Didn't quite work out, but we're here now, and we're starting our investigation. And we are going to go till 10 minutes past 2, unless we see activity on the leaderboard for No Kid Hungry. And that's our plan. We are going to do tonight in sections, like we're going to have an EVP section, then we're going to do a spirit box session, and then hopefully we'll see if we can't get some action on the glowing response box that we have behind Phil. Those are the lights that you see flashing behind Phil. But as you can tell, yes, we are taking this very seriously. We are we're taking this investigation one step at a time. I met the owner today, and the owner was very kind, very receptive, and she was a delight to talk to. not going to lie, chat. This is the most serious I've ever seen Phil. And I love it. Did you hear anything?
Was I doing the Rossi scowl?
You were just a bit.
I told you.
But that's okay.
I mean, that clunk was pretty definitive.
Yeah.
Didn't sound like the neighbor's door.
All right.
And then I heard another sound as we were talking about the door. Kind of more of a high-pitched sound. Maybe a voice. Also sounded a little bit like a cat. And I was told tonight that two of the spirits here are
Cats.
the spirits of cats.
So how it'll work is we'll do this in rounds where we'll ask a couple questions and then like you listen to that one. Now I'll listen to this one.
Perfect.
How does that sound?
Perfect.
All right.
I like the sound of that.
So let's fire it up and we'll try again. Let me know when it's recording.
By the way, sound quality on this is phenomenal.
Oh, that's good.
I am going to not hold it though.
That's
because
good.
I don't want to be like making all the rubbing sounds.
Okay, so we also know Jacob sometimes visits this room. So, Jacob, are you here? We know you like to play. So, take a look, Jacob, at the lights behind Phil. Phil has these blue lights behind him. And you can make them do different sounds. That was
Like
that was
that?
Phil. Yeah, like that. But you can do that too. You can make noises like that. So if you want to go up to that, when you see the lights go blue, go on ahead, Jacob, and play with that.
I have to say though, Carrie Turner, I feel like you are close by. Maybe you were outside the room, but we would love it to hear your voice on our recorder here.
So maybe, Carrie, because I'm going to trust Phil's instincts here, you find it forward to talk to two gentlemen. So let me introduce myself. I'm T. This is my friend Phil. We are talking to you out of the highest respect. We do not wish for you to consider yourself compromised or taken advantage of in any way. And we're also not asking you to perform for us. All we want is to have a conversation. So if you could say good evening on this recorder, that would be fantastic.
And again, if you're not ready to be heard, you can give us any other sign or sound that you're with us tonight.
Another way, if the blue lights do not appeal to you, this device here has 5 lights. And the closer you get to it, the closer we know you are to us. So you can either tap the blue lights over there or try to make this meter go up by the lights. Even if you pushed it to 3 lights, that'd be great.
And if you feel like we're giving you way too many choices of things to do to interact with us. Do whatever you want. Because we're here for you.
Yep. And by the way, this is a lovely home.
It's beautiful.
This is a beautiful home. You have a lot to be proud of that.
What's your timer say?
I think it's just under 5 minutes. So let's
let you stop it.
I'll stop there.
Give it a listen.
Okay.
Now, when you put the headphones in, it automatically goes into monitoring
Oh, okay.
mode.
That's clever. But then I just hit play, and it does the most recent one.
It should do the most recent.
There's headphones.
Because I think that was recording number. I think it was just number
ow.
2.
Yeah,
that's hot. That's hot.
It is very hot. Okay, and then
Yep. So stream while T is reviewing that. It's a process. It's every investigation evolves. A big part of it again is getting into that headspace. It's almost like meditation. And I said this earlier tonight while we were at the caretaker's house, that investigating, in my limited experience, it's nothing like what you see on TV. It is so many times better, even when you don't get anything. And we already had hours of just crazy activity. And T had his video camera going. I was doing some Instagram Live, which I'm getting ready to throw that up here in a little bit as well.
Well, that's hard. That's hard. I didn't hear anything, unfortunately. Didn't hear anything. So,
There could be a few runs at it.
Oh, yeah.
If we get anything.
yeah, if we get anything, that's
I think
the trick.
You know, as I was telling the chat, we're just getting into the groove.
Yeah. The other thing I think we have to be careful about when we're doing this is these things are extremely sensitive.
Yes.
It's like when you're picking them up and you're
You
putting
can't
them
handle
down.
it.
No, you can't. You just have to let it go.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we try it again?
Yeah. Why don't we do this now? Why
Okay.
don't we take turns? So rather than take turns on the same recording, you'll do one session, I'll do another session.
Okay.
And maybe even she may feel more comfortable if one of us goes into like the bathroom, for example.
Oh, and it's just like me out here and then
right,
you
and then
out here.
we'll swap seats.
All right.
You cool? with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will just, for funsies and in the name of science, I'll take this in the bathroom. I'll just have it running in there,
Okay.
and I'll bring this in with me. And
Okay. And I will soldier on my own. All right.
yeah, I think we'll do like maybe 3 minutes each.
3 minutes each sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 minutes each.
Go science.
Okay. I'm giving you just a moment, Carrie, to see me here by myself. Show you that I mean no harm. I am. I'm here for you. I will ask again, are you with us tonight? Where are you right now, Carrie? Give me a sign, please, at your convenience, either on the device with the blue lights, or if you could make more of these lights appear. Are you okay with me asking you questions? Are you okay with me staying in this room? Did you like living in Virginia? All right, Phil, that was 3 minutes.
Give it a listen.
So let's see what. Oh. There we go.
Don't zap yourself.
I plugged it into the wrong place. All right, here we go. 3 minutes. Okay. Nope. Nope. That's okay, and that's okay. This is playing the long game. It's good night, Electric, but it is playing the long game. All right.
All right.
My turn to swap out. All right. Yeah.
Hello. I have a strong feeling that I'm not alone in this room right now. Is there someone in here with me? Are you feeling shy? Carrie. Who was M. Vandenberg? Was this someone that you loved? Was he a soldier? And if it's not Carrie who's here right now, who's there? Can you give me some kind of a sign that you're here with me right now? Is Jacob here? Nathaniel, are you here? All right, I'm gonna give it a listen. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be here.
I
Anything?
heard one little thing that may have been something, maybe not. Very subtle. I'll have to put it on the
Put it on
computer and
something,
look
yeah.
at it.
There was
a
one-
couple other weird sounds. I had a
Yeah.
question. When you went into the bathroom, did you pull the door shut and latch it?
I tried, and it didn't stay.
Okay, I didn't know if it had opened on its own.
No.
after you went in there. Okay.
But it's funny because people in chat are saying they all heard the thump. They all heard the thump.
The one that earlier.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that was yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pip suggests that we should ask Carrie about George. So I want to go on ahead and ask Carrie about George.
Go for it.
Hey there, Carrie. I wanted to ask about George. I know George is one of your sons. Is it okay to ask about him? What did you enjoy the most about living in Virginia? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was on the inside of the room.
That was in the inside of the room.
by
Yeah.
the door.
By the door. I just heard that. Oh my God.
Oh wow! Look at you.
Okay.
That was on this side.
That was on this side of the door. That was on this side of the door.
Go step on those floorboards.
Let's see if you can. Why don't you take this with you? See what's over there.
Some of my leaders over here.
Right now, chat, you can't see it, but every you scared 2 minutes off of my life. Oh, she died when he was only 7. Oh, okay. Thanks for that heads up, Pip. But we actually heard a noise inside the door. And right now, every hair on my arm is standing up. So I'm going to make a.
That was definitely in here.
That was definitely in here. So I would like. What? Did you find it? That wasn't it. That wasn't it. It was right by the
Yeah, it was
door.
right by the door.
If we're not alone in this room right now, I invite whoever is in here with us to touch that blue light you see by the fireplace. Go ahead. It'll be really cool because it'll change color depending on where you touch it. No? Okay, maybe later. One last question for Carrie. When you left George, I know it wasn't on purpose, but were you secure knowing he would be safe? Let's see what that was like. Because I want to hear that noise. All right. Okay. That's a 1 minute 15 seconds.
Nice, nice.
It was. Listen to that. You gotta listen to that. Now, how do I back this up?
So those little, yeah, that's exactly how.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You did not replicate that sound. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. That was interesting.
that was interesting. Yeah, I put the K2 over there by
Okay.
the door.
So, Pip, being the research hound that she is, that
Let me pull my notes here as
she suggests we could also try Susan, which was Carrie's mother.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah.
I take it that thing will beep if the lights go
It
up.
just lights up.
Oh, it just
That
lights up. Okay. Okay.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to ask is if you'd like us to take a break from asking you questions, just say so. Is Susan here with us? Wondering why we keep asking about your daughter? Or maybe someone from the Conway family. Or maybe one of the soldiers that stopped through here during the Civil War. If there is someone here with us, can you knock on the wall or on a door or bedpost? How about I'll count to 3 and then you can make some kind of noise for us. 1, 2, 3. If you don't feel like participating right now with us, that's fine. We'll give you a little bit to do whatever you need to be doing right now. And we can try chatting again here in a little bit. All right, we gotta listen.
I mean,
the
this
Sennheisers, the Sennheisers are nice.
Yeah.
They sound great.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
super comfortable.
I know.
It's
They're
like
really
a
nice.
bed for each of my ears.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, Chet. This is hit or miss. This is hit or miss. When we were at the house, the caretaker's house, there was very little dull moments. It was pretty crazy, but even the guy from the Fredericksburg Society, he was saying it was a particularly crazy night tonight. It was a particularly crazy night, he said. So, there's that. So that's the takeaway there. So this has been an interesting experiment, to say the least. Yeah, this is. It's been I've experienced enough already to make me go, And do I want to do this again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that for sure. It's been quite the adventure. I still have a few stories I can tell too, but I want to wait until Phil is done here.
There's here, how do I pause this? There we go. A weird noise that I definitely didn't hear in the room that I can't quite explain. Doesn't exactly sound like a voice.
Okay.
So that's right after.
Where is it? What's the
you
time?
should
What's
hear
the
it
time
almost immediately. 1:20.
I'm before it?
Yeah, you're before it.
Okay.
Yeah, so tell me what you make of it. Did you hear it?
So that whoop?
Yeah.
The hell was
I
that?
don't know what that was, but it wasn't a sound that I heard in here.
No, I didn't hear it either.
So let me keep listening. It was after I asked if you were a soldier that passed through here during the Civil War.
Could it have been an artifact on there, maybe?
I guess.
That's interesting. All right. Would you believe it's already 1:35? Would you believe it's already 1:35?
See?
Yeah, I know, right? Did you want to? I'll wait. I'll wait until you're done. Here's the weird thing, chat. There's this little whoop. It's like a whoop we hear. The thing is, it doesn't sound. It sounds electronic. That's why I'm kind of pausing. It sounds electronic.
Again, like so soft, but I. It's a different sound from the other one. Here, I'll play it for you.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it almost sounds like.
Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I think I'd rather see if I can hear it,
Okay.
and then I'll. Okay, go for it.
Here we go. Pressing play. It was like within, like a couple seconds after I said 3.
I didn't hear anything. What did you hear?
Okay, let's do it again. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So it's at 2:26. Okay.
All right, 2:26. Okay. All right.
Ready?
I just want to. Did I hear like a little whoop?
I go, whoop.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But it's almost like a whimper almost. I don't know.
maybe. That's
Maybe. Again, inconclusive.
Inconclusive. That is inconclusive.
Well, do we want to give the spirits a 5-minute break?
I mean, yeah. Let's give everybody. Let's give the spirits a breather.
Do a bio break for me.
Oh,
That was me.
That was us. Because I was moving this. We were moving that. So we're about to do it again. Oh, and I was moving it towards this mic.
Yeah.
Derp.
Okay.
Feedback. Sorry, everybody.
Bathroom?
Yeah.
And then maybe we can try a Estes method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get that doing. I'm okay bio-wise because I took a break while you were chatting away. So
Okay.
I think you're
Perfect.
So if you need to take a bio break, you go right ahead.
Do that. And then
So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the charity and I'm keeping an eye on the time. Hard to believe we're in the last half hour.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. See here we were worried about filling the time, and we have half an hour left. But you know, it was funny when we were in the house, got a chance to talk a lot with John from the Fredericksburg Paranormal Group, and it was interesting talking to him about the paranormal, about how there was a real problem with some shows on the air that kind of put a weird, if not an unflattering light on paranormal studies. And one of the things that he said that I thought was very gratifying was that he said what a lot of people don't realize about shows like Kindred Spirits and like the original Ghost Hunters and things like that, and you're kind of seeing it in real time here, is that there's a lot of dead space. Pardon the pun. There's a lot of footage that just doesn't get used. There's a lot of footage that goes unused because they're just taking hours on hours on hours on hours on hours of all this footage, and yet they're
Would you
they're not
sausage?
Oh, I love a sausage. Yeah. So there you go. I'm about to have some of Phil's sausage there. So there you go.
Pip, it's the moment you've been waiting
It's
for.
the moment you've been waiting for. I've got Phil's meat in my mouth. Oh, that's good. So anyway, so he was saying that what makes Zach Bragan's even worse is that he actually fakes some of the stuff that he's done on the show, which is pretty ridiculous. But they are going for the sensational. They're going less for the research and more for the pizzazz, I don't want to say the experience, because he's altering the experience by creating a false experience. And what makes it even worse is that Braggins and I are both For Dummies authors. So we're basically in the same wheelhouse.
They should say for that book, For Dummies, by a dummy.
By a dummy, yeah. No kidding. Okay. But you know, one of the things that people I don't think realize is that when you're doing one of these paranormal investigations, one night you might get absolutely nothing.
Right.
It may be stone cold silent. And then there'll be other nights where it's just everything's firing off on all cylinders. And it's real hard to gauge what will happen. You don't know. You just don't know. Just so I know, Viola is watching with you. That's awesome. And yes, right now, Pip, we are going to do the eye mask thing. And here's the thing. Here's why Phil is going first. Now, Phil was going to say it's because he volunteered, but I do think now, since we're taking a break, I should tell the story about what happened.
Tell us a story.
I
I think that one of the lights just lit up on the K2.
will go look. I will go look. So, presently we're at 1.
Yeah, looked like I had a flicker.
Yeah. So anyway, so Phil is texting me, saying, "Hey, I'm going. Is Father eating treats right now?" Let me see this. Oh my goodness. Viola is actually watching us on Twitch right now. Father's having treats. So anyway, so Phil has been texting me saying, really pumped about today. And I'm like, yeah, me too, man, me too. And then he says, trying to get everything done before work. And I said, yeah, me too. And Phil's like, okay, I'm on the road. I should be there soon. And I know I've forgotten something. I'm like, okay. I said, don't you know? And I didn't respond to that because I figured whatever we were going to do, the original plan was that, so I thought, was that Phil was going to stop by. We were going to do some last minute things and stop at like a Sheets or something, grab whatever we needed and go, right? That was the plan. At least that's what I thought was the plan. So Pip and I we start watching Ophelia, which is this wonderful movie if you haven't seen it yet. Great movie with Daisy Ridley playing Ophelia, and it's a retelling of Hamlet from Ophelia's point of view, and it's an absolutely stunning movie. Phil hasn't shown up, and it's like 3 o'clock. It's like 3:30, and we're like, "Where's Phil? Phil must have gotten held up." Well, I said he's on his way. Don't worry, I'm not worried about it. So then Pip and I start watching F1 videos that were breaking down the race from this weekend with the big Lewis Hamilton Max Verstappen crash. And still, no Phil, but I'm like, okay, he really must be held up. And I do remember saying, man, I didn't realize Ashburn was this far. And then Pip asked something about the rankings of the F1, not just the drivers, but the teams themselves. And I said, well, let me look it up. So I go to Instagram. I pop on Instagram, and the first picture I see is a picture of Phil with Belgrove behind him.
It's true.
And it's like, I made it here. And I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, Pip, Phil's at Belgrove. And she was like, what? And we just kind of looked at each other, and Pip's like, well, then I guess you better start packing the car. And I then texted Phil, and I said, hey, Phil, you did forget something. Me, I'm still at home waiting for you. And he's like, oh, no.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad.
Because I had this whole thing planned, chat. I had this whole thing planned. I was going to do this Twitch stream. I was going to have a Steadicam for my phone. We were going to talk. We were going to just talk things through, have some buddy time, kind of like this. And meanwhile, I am scrambling, throwing stuff in the car, going, God, I hope I haven't forgotten something because I've got to get caught up with Phil. Because we were supposed to interview together the owner of the house. And Phil did that on his own. But it's his podcast, so I'm just a passenger.
So I did feel quite bad about it. It was all on me.
Oops.
But we connected.
We connected.
He made it.
And
fortunately.
And Phil has said before, and I will say it as well, I can't stay mad at him.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It is impossible.
Absolutely impossible.
Though we did reach the conclusion that the wives will coordinate for us.
The wives will coordinate from this point forward. So Blackburn in September.
Yes.
We're just gonna give the wives some dates and then step away from it.
Yeah.
and
step away.
But Tina gave me. She watched my Instagram.
She did. She was giving me updates.
Yeah, and she was saying, just remember, if he gives you any shit, remember, just remind him, he left you. He left you. All right. So we are going to do now spirit box sessions, but it's a very specific kind of spirit box session. I've seen the folks on Kindred Spirits do this. Phil has talked about this on his podcast, which, by the way, his podcast is the Don't Turn Around podcast. Phil, what is this method we're going to be doing?
So
And
this is.
I'm going to reposition the lights and the camera so we can see this.
The Estes method, which is named after Estes Park, where you find the Stanley Hotel, which is a location that many of you have very likely heard of.
Known under a different name, it's known as the Overlook Hotel.
Officially coined the Estes method by Carl Pfeiffer, who you might know from Ghost Hunters Academy, Ghost Hunters International, and Connor Randall. And then both of them were involved in the series Hellier with the Newkirks. And essentially it's using the SB7 Spirit Box, where one person is plugged into the Spirit Box with headphones, is blindfolded, so they have no external stimuli. I can't hear the questions that are being asked, and then they just repeat the audible words that are coming through on the Spirit Box. Let me grab the Spirit Box.
Right. Yep, that'll do.
And important to note,
This is my first time doing this method. I'm pretty excited.
You found the blindfold, correct?
And honestly, a little nervous.
Yeah, you're nervous because I gotta do it. I gotta do it after you. So there's that.
Snacking up. Snacking up.
Uh-huh. Ooh, that birthday cake one is actually pretty good.
Does it taste like
Okay.
birthday cake? 100%.
Birthday cake. Yeah. I had a clipboard. Yep, there it is. I'm going to ask. Oh, man, when they stopped making those Audio Technicas you got over here,
Yes.
my heart cried. Those Sennheisers are good, but I still argue the Audio Technicas were one of my favorites. Bar none, one of my favorites.
Either a fine.
Okay.
To make this too much of an up the pants shot.
I'll also bring the laptop a little closer so I can keep an eye on chat. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, chat. Going to actually engage and ask you all if you want Phil to ask a specific question from the spirits tonight. Go on ahead and throw it in chat, and if it is respectable, then yes, we will go on ahead and we'll ask it during this this very specific spirit box session. Now, how many questions should I ask?
Go for about 5 minutes, maybe. Unless I need to tap out.
Okay.
And then you can tap me on the leg when
Okay.
we are done. Okay. And I'm gonna put my headphones on. Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Hang on one second.
Alright.
Okay. Are Phil and T annoying you? I think. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that question. Okay. We can throw that in there for funsies.
Let me. Oh, you know what? Let me do this.
Okay. I'm all set. I'm all set.
All right, I'm going there.
Is there anyone with us tonight?
Mark. Bodies.
What was
Round.
What was your profession?
Bridges. Fear.
Are you a man or a woman?
White.
The door just went off again.
Priest.
Priest.
Ooh. Pain.
Were you a free individual or a slave? Where are you?
With you.
Are you okay with us being here?
Children.
Are you okay with us being here?
Business.
Carrie, do you...
I'm actually going to switch frequency
Okay.
bands because there's some underlying interference on the AM
Well,
band.
do you want to stop there then?
Sure.
Okay. So here's what I asked, and this is in no particular order. Is there anyone with us tonight? Mark and bodies were your responses.
Okay.
Are you okay with us being here? You responded with business. Where are you? I asked. And the response you gave was with you and children. And it was either on that question. Yeah, I think it was on that question. Where are you? The door thing happened again. The door thing happened again.
Nice.
What was your profession? Bridges and fear. Are you a man or a woman? You responded with white and then priest. And then right after that, you said pain.
Interesting.
But here's what I asked. This is the one thing that you didn't answer. Were you a free individual or a slave?
I didn't answer that one.
You didn't answer that one with anything. No.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting about the woman and then the white right after it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Your turn to write down some
Okay.
stuff, and I guess I'll be deep diving
All right,
myself.
it's sweeping.
All right.
And
Did you
then-
want to do a second session, or do you want to?
Yeah, let me do one more.
All right,
Try
okay.
it, see how it sounds with the FM band. Or, well,
Okay.
see, I prefer the AM. I'm just getting this weird interference that I never really get. So let me see how it sounds on the FM. But the FM's, I feel like I'm picking up too many actual radio stations.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
give me 1 second.
You know what, Candy? That's
Okay.
that's okay.
Let's try it.
That's okay. Hey, hang on a minute. All right, let me just don't go, Phil. Don't go in just yet. I need to get the questions down. Don't go in just yet.
Okay.
I haven't.
Then I'm going to mess around with the reception a little
Okay.
bit then.
Okay. All right, I got 5 questions.
Right?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'm doing a different experiment. I have it cycling very fast.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Did you like your life in Virginia?
Babies. Split. Heaven.
What was your toughest season of the year?
Anchor. Briefcase.
Are T and Phil annoying you?
Come near me. Hurry. It's flying.
What is your favorite book?
I feel like someone's standing next to me right here. Up. Go back.
Carrie, if
Still babies.
that's you, do you like having visitors?
Raw.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, Phil. You all right?
I started feeling really weird. I don't know. At one point, I felt like someone was standing next to me.
Right.
And I heard some really weird voices coming through very clearly, but I couldn't understand.
You couldn't understand
what they
anything?
were saying.
Okay.
One was a consistently male voice, and a couple times I heard a woman that sounded like she was in distress.
Jeez. Okay. This one was way more random.
Yeah.
This one was way more random. You might want to, I guess, cut that off.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question, well, I mean, again, in no particular order. Carrie, do you like having visitors? You responded with raw and more babies. Are T and Phil annoying you? Come near me. Hurry. It's flying. What is your favorite book? Up. Go back. Did you like your life in Virginia? Babies. Split. I can't tell what I wrote there. And finally, what was your toughest season? Anchor and briefcase. So that one was a little more random.
I was hearing some weird stuff that, like, in between the voices. I don't know. You ready to give it a shot?
Yeah, I'm ready to give it a shot. FM radio might be silly. The ghosts. Panic just said, FM radio might be silly. This ghost sounds like Bieber.
I had it cycling at a much faster cycle rate than I normally do. Like I said, I prefer the FM band, AM band
to FM.
There's just this horrible interference for whatever reason.
Well then we'll go with that. Okay, so chat again. If you want to ask any questions during this session, we're game. We are game. Okay.
Wow, 204.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's crazy.
I know. It's flying by, and that's what John said.
Yeah.
John said it was going to fly by. So.
Okay, so here, let me show you how to use controls.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm gonna turn it on for you. So this button here, you hold it. This switches bands.
Yeah.
You just press it. AM, FM.
FM.
I was just getting a bad buzz, which you can kind of hear it a little bit on the
Yeah.
AM.
So you're saying stay on AM, not FM?
Well, AM wasn't just that buzz I couldn't get rid of. So you can try FM to start with. Sweep forward is how you start it, sweeping forward. You hold it down.
and it starts going.
Yeah.
If you want to sweep backwards, you hold sweep backwards.
And that's it.
And then you can change your sweep rate by holding down the sweep rate button, or pressing the sweep rate button. So obviously the higher the milliseconds, the slower the sweep.
Let's set it up for a slow sweep, so I just.
We'll do 250. That seems
Sounds good. Okay.
Paper trails?
Is this still recording?
Yes. Okay.
I'm actually I'm a little nervous about this.
The last time I was getting into a zone, which is why I
Yeah.
got so startled when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
tapped me. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I always thought the tap
Okay.
would be really bad.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Well, I'll wait until you get your questions ready.
Okay.
I'll probably wind up wearing this this mask tonight anyway, Chad, just to, you know.
Because I sleep with my birthday, so he doesn't want to see that.
Yeah, well, no, I'm afraid if I see it, I may not want to go back to my wife, to be fair. To be fair, Chad.
Okay.
I think as long as I've known Phil, there's been this sort of secret fantasy ship that people have had about the two of us, which I kind of find. And I wouldn't be surprised at all when we're downstairs tomorrow morning, meeting everybody that's staying in here. They're gonna be like, "What a happy couple you two are!"
Wouldn't that be a surprise?
All right, have you already got your questions ready to go?
I've got some pre-canned questions.
Okay.
And but I'm going to use your pen here.
Yep. All right, here we go.
He's going under.
Wow, that's pretty damn intimidating. Oh, okay, hold on.
You can give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, I think he's under. Is there anyone with us? Got it? Okay, here we go. Is there anyone that wishes to communicate? Are any of the former residents here? No.
Hold it. It's, I'm getting parts of words. I'm not hearing any words, like actual words. I'm gonna switch to AM. Give that a shot.
Yeah, and you might be able to find a position to hold the box where you're not getting that hum. And it might be a little while before a word pops up. Too.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Who's here right now?
Inflated. Summon.
Can you come here and talk to us? Did you know the Turners? Have we asked you too many questions tonight?
Jenny.
Is Jenny here with us?
Mountain. Decline.
Did you work here at the plantation? Did you know Catherine Turner? Were you one of the slaves at this plantation?
Only.
Do you want us to keep talking to you tonight?
It's made.
Did you die here at the plantation?
Ebony.
Is Jacob here? Did you live at the
Butter.
plantation?
Entry.
Did you just come into the room?
Final.
Do you want this to be my last question?
Oh, jeez.
It's startling to come out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So again, kind of all over the place a little bit. I asked, "Where are you?"
Yeah.
I got inflated, summoned. Then I said, "Did you know the Turners?" And you were silent. I said, "Are we asking too many questions?" And then you replied, "Jenny." Mountain, decline. And I said, "Did you work here?" Silence. "Were you a slave here?" Only. I asked if you wanted us to keep talking to you. It's made. I said, were you someone that died here? Ebony.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's all over. And then as I was leaning forward to tap you,
Yeah.
you said final. And so I'm like, okay, you must be done. But
I
it
guess.
could be that we're just nothing's coming through.
I mean,
I feel like right now, I feel like the energy's not. I feel like it's way down now.
it doesn't.
Although I will say this though, before I felt the energy kind of drop, I heard like a thump in the bathroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be the first one to say it doesn't feel as. It doesn't feel the same way when we started.
No, it feels very
It feels
quiet in a different way.
It feels like we're at a bed and breakfast.
It does. Yeah, it does. But I think that's.
Do you think it's worth doing another spirit box session, or what do you think?
Do you want to do one more?
I'm gonna try it on the FM band because the thing is that I was hearing snippets, but the problem was that I couldn't make out what they were because they were
Right.
so faint.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't want to guess as to what the words were.
Right, which makes a lot of sense.
But I also felt like I just felt like I was struggling a little bit because I'm like, okay, none of these words seem to make sense. I mean, I was
like
and
even out of context,
even
right?
out of context, I'm like I'm expecting to hear something like lady,
Mm-hmm.
Onward or something like that. But instead, I'm hearing things like inflation.
Yeah. Life.
It's made.
Yeah. Why don't you try the
I'm gonna
the
try
other
the
band?
The FM band.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll.
But I see why you jumped the way you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I could hear you. I could just hear you.
Right.
Hear your voice, but I couldn't make out what you were saying. All right. So if anybody's got any questions in chat that they want me to ask, now's the time to get Phil to write them down.
All right. Chat. Any questions for the last session here?
All right. And I hold it down. There we go. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. 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 What?
I haven't even started asking you questions yet. Are you getting irritated with us now?
Genius. Playbook.
Am I speaking to a male or a female? Is Catherine Turner the lady in white?
Love.
I feel like
Jazz.
I feel like the lady in white is waiting here because of love.
Radio. Today.
Catherine, were you with us today? At any point?
Me.
Are you
Home.
Are you going to visit us while we're sleeping tonight? Is there anything you'd like to say to us before we finish tonight? Asking questions.
This. Wow.
What's this?
Is that any better?
A little bit.
How do you turn this
Well,
thing
first
on?
when you were like, "What?" And then I said, "Are you getting irritated with us asking so many questions?" And then you said, "Genius."
Genius.
And I asked, "Are you male or female?" Nothing. And then I said, I asked him about the lady in white, to which you responded, "Love," and then jazz. And then I said, "Lady in white, are you waiting here? Doesn't have to do with love." To which you said, "Radio." Today. Me. And then I said, "Are you going to visit us while we sleep?" Fortunately, there was no reply for that one.
Okay, good, good.
And I said, "Anything else left to say?" To which you replied, "This." And then that was it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
well,
Well, there's your. I was, for some reason, maybe that's just the phasmophobia thing, but I was expecting the spirit box to be bigger.
when I bought this and it
Yeah.
came, I'm like, huh.
I expected it to be bigger, specifically because of phasmophobia.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Shall we kick on the lights here?
I think because we actually honored the 10-minute bonus.
We did.
I think it's safe to say we're done for the night. And it's been a good night. It's been a real good
It's
night.
been, yeah.
Does sound like she's getting a little annoyed. That's
Would
what.
you like a beer?
A beer at 2:18 in the morning. Why the heck not? We've earned it. And I was told by somebody though, chat, that I was going to be given a big surprise. Looks like it didn't happen, but that's okay. That's okay. Twitch Mom was like, "Jenny from the block?" But here's the thing, chat. This was. Can you? Oh, that's a great question. Can you describe how change of energy feels? Okay, this is the way I'm going to describe it, Hunt, and then Phil can either agree or disagree with me. But here's my thoughts on it. The best way that I can describe it is that when we first started the stream, there was a mood in the air, and that's the only way I can describe it. It was like a mood. It was
Clinky, clinky.
oh, there we go. our first ever streamed ghost hunt and paranormal investigation.
Oh, it's all fine.
And in all fairness, it was an education. It was an education, to say the least. I'm trying to get situated. Oh wait, I gotta scoot up. So I think what Phil meant by the change in vibes, the change in the change in, hey Gucci, how you doing there? Christina? The change in energy, like when we first started tonight, it felt the silence. I know I've written about this before, but like the silence felt very smothering.
That's delicious.
Mm-hmm. And that's the best way I can describe it. The silence felt very heavy. The silence felt very, very thick, pardon me. And that's the only way I can describe it. But when I came out...
Those are your glasses. I'm already wearing my glasses. I'm like, what's the matter here?
What's the matter here? It's because we're tired.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, when we started tonight, there was a tension.
Yeah.
It just felt very heavy. The silence felt very heavy. But when we did the spirit box session, at least when I did the spirit box session, it just felt quiet. Mm-hmm. You know? And Panic redeemed 10,000 golden gears for Fireside Lore, so thank you. Appreciate that. But that's how I would describe what a change in energy felt. I mean, Phil, what do you think?
Calm down. So once we got started here.
Whoa.
The heavy's a good adjective for it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just, you could feel that there was a almost like the air was thicker than it is now, right? And I distinctly felt the sense that there was someone or something else here with us in the room, but like at the periphery. Mm-hmm. But it felt like something was debating, kind of stepping in and joining us. So there was also this sense of anticipation, but that wasn't like mine. Like I was picking that up from elsewhere. And that feeling of just weight in the air, and like it was like almost like the room was holding its breath for a couple hours.
That's a great analogy.
And then once we kind of started to wrap up, it was as if it finally exhaled.
Yeah.
I will say this though, when I was doing my last session on the spirit box, while I wasn't getting too much coherent out of there, I was hearing a lot of strange stuff. But at one point, I definitely felt like, I don't know if it was T getting ready to tap me or what, but it felt like someone was standing next to me.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I felt a breeze on my arm. Yeah. I felt a breeze on my arm, but I just attributed it to the air conditioning.
I wonder if that's when I heard the noise in the bathroom.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I will say, though, that the noise coming from the door was distinct.
Yes. And that was more than once.
Yeah. That was, it felt like that the second time it happened, that was when I started to notice that things started calming down.
Yeah.
And then when we took our break, I didn't feel like, I felt like we took our break and it was like, okay, I'm feeling like a second wind's kicking in. Let's go on ahead and let's do what we need to do. And while we were gung ho and ready, whatever was occupying this space was like, I'm tapping out.
Yeah,
I'm out. I'm done. And it's one of the things that I was wondering about. with this particular location. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is going back to episode 6 of your podcast. Mm-hmm. And it was with, remind me again.
Carl Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm. Carl Pfeiffer was with Ghost Hunters International briefly and Ghost Hunters Academy. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he was one of the paranormal investigators in residence at the Stanley Hotel. Right. Mm-hmm. And he said that at one point, and at one point he was doing 10 investigations a week. Yeah. And he basically said we were no longer investigating; we were just there to provide an experience. Right. And I don't want to take anything away from what we experienced tonight, because we do have some of that on video that I'm going to try to isolate and share and go, okay, this is what I
and I was recording the whole time too.
Yeah.
So every session that he had on his, I was recording on mine, which I'll review obviously.
Yeah. But I was recording as well. But here's the thing that when I was listening to him say, oh yeah, we've got this event coming up and this event coming up and this event coming up, and I've been out here every day of the week except for tomorrow, and I'm sitting here going, so are you still investigating, or are you just doing something for the tourists?
Yeah, I get the sense just from what I've seen of his work, is that he's legitimately coming in here and trying to connect,
right?
Based on what I've just seen from what he posts. I don't get the sense that there's any ebb in the energy here due to the traffic.
Right.
Based on just my conversation earlier with Michelle, our conversation with him tonight, and just based on what we experienced tonight at the Caretakers space was what I would characterize an unusual amount of activity in a very short period of time. To get that many hits on the digital recorder.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. So he was using a recorder that, at least from what I could tell, was not as up to date as, say, a H4n or the H1 that you have or anything like that. And the speaker was so tinny, it was really hard for me to try to discern certain phrases. He was like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And I was honest. I was like, "Well, I honestly didn't hear it, or I heard something, but I didn't understand it."
Right.
However, there were clearly words like I heard a no, I heard a yes, I heard a chuckle,
I heard lemon.
I heard lemon.
That
was completely. One of the weird things was the girl next to me. She had an app, which, as Phil has talked about in his podcast, Don't Turn Around, which by the way is called Don't Turn Around. Go ahead and check that out. But he mentioned it in his podcast that he has a slight skepticism when it comes to apps, because apps can be too easily tweaked and too easily manipulated. Well, the woman next to me had she was running one of those apps that I've always been very skeptical of. I've seen it on some of the other more sensational ghost shows where it just spits out a random word. And while I'm skeptical about the reaction that we got from her app, at the same time, it's kind of hard to completely dismiss it.
And that's how I felt tonight too, that it was kind of hard to because it wasn't like the thing was going off nonstop.
All the time.
It went off at a very few key moments.
So basically what the guy, what John was telling us was that he was playing music. He was playing country music, and he got an EVP where the thing just didn't care for music. The entity did not care for music. So I said, well, you know what? I've got some music. I'll play some music. So I started playing Ain't That a Kick in the Head by Dean Martin, because it wasn't country, but it wasn't rock and roll. It was just something different. So I went on ahead and started playing that. When I stopped it, we're talking barely a second or two after I stopped it, the woman's app went off and it said demon.
Devil.
Yeah. Devil. And had it been Sinatra, because he had been called the devil with the devil with the blue eyes, the thing was Dean Martin. So I was like, well, but then it spitted out camera. and
Yeah.
was holding my camera.
Wasn't it just after you were messing with your camera too? Like you had just changed your
Oh,
battery?
I just changed my batteries, and it just went camera. And she said, "Yeah, but which one?" Because she had a camera and I had a camera. So, but I'm really, really skeptical of just even that device because it just seems to spit out a word at random.
Yeah, you know, and I've used one of the apps. I've experimented with an app called Necrophonic, and the results I've gotten, while I've taken skeptically, also were relevant to the location I was in, matched up to some of the feedback I was getting on the spirit box at this location. So again, you take it with a grain of salt. It's another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And to me too, you know, and I've talked about this on the podcast that you know, the tools are almost like a assistive device into getting into that mindset, and you're creating sort of this loop, right? This energy loop, and you can almost consider the tool as like your. If you play D&D, you're familiar with the term your arcane focus. I mean, that's kind of how I see some of these tools, as they help get you in that mindset. They help kind of create that sense of magic and thus opening your mind to the experience. But I got to say, the number of... I mean, the shit that... Excuse my French, but the shit that went down in the caretaker's space. There was the fact that we were, like, hearing voices.
Yeah.
And so much movement in the house. And then on top of that, you had a couple of the key devices going off.
I mean, we even got a hit from my sensor.
Yeah,
we got a hit from the sensor,
which was around the time we were trying to encourage whoever was upstairs to come
downstairs. And suddenly that went off, and then another device went off, and then another device went off, and it was just a mad scramble at one point. It was a little nutty. And then there was this thing where we would be reviewing the EVPs. And then so one of the devices that he had, and I don't know if this was a custom thing or if it was something he actually bought or what have you, but he basically had a sensor rigged up to a music box thing, gizmo. Yeah. And what it would do is that whenever something would pass in front of it, the music box would go off, right? Well, I mean, at one point there was just the music box. There was a music box sensor up at the top of the stairs, and it just kept going off. And Phil, I mean, you talk about being you know, bravery award goes tonight to Phil. He actually went up there in the dark, and he stood behind the music box sensor, and sure enough, as he was standing up there, it went off like twice.
Yeah, that was a little wacky. I will be honest. Yeah. The first time it went off, I was very close to tapping out because it felt very intense, and I really felt like whatever was up there was like right by me, and I couldn't really tell if it was okay sharing that space with me.
Right. And it just, but like, you know, I was starting to get a little lightheaded because my stomach, and that was the other thing I was a little worried about. Around 10:30, my stomach started to growl, and I was like, oh crap, I'm starting to get hungry. And by 11 o'clock, I was kind of blurry-eyed. But I was like, okay, look, I think we just need to wrap it up, and you know, and then I can freshen up and, you know, grab something, grab a protein bar, you know, chug down a coconut water, and I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And I was, but I remember when we got out of the house, it was the energy didn't feel as intimidating. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was catching my second wind. Mm-hmm. The moment I walked in here, though, the moment I got back in here, it was like, okay, I can feel something's in the air. Mm-hmm. But during the spirit box sessions, I felt nothing.
Yeah,
it just felt like
the energy really dropped off sharply.
Yeah. It felt like it actually felt like it was, you know, it's, you know, we're staying up late. We're, you know, and yeah, it just feels very.
Very much like a bed and breakfast.
It feels like we're staying in a very quiet bed and breakfast somewhere in the country. Yeah, that's really what it feels like. And I think that's the best way to describe what it is we're feeling here. Did we check for James Madison? He might have turned up for 2 former alums. We should have asked if Madison was around. He's definitely around in this room because we've got a picture of him here and a picture of him over the fireplace. So he's kind of watching our bed right now.
Yeah.
So there's
He's watching over us.
He is watching over us. And that's nice. That's good. The thing do I think the ghosts were a bit shy of the interwebs? They I don't know if we gave them the right impression of the interwebs when they saw how much things were going wrong at the very beginning of this stream. But there's that as well. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Although all things considered, we were not really all that delayed.
No, we weren't.
And we pivoted.
We pivoted.
Pivot.
And I think we managed to still create a really good stream. It was just a slightly different stream from. And now, of course, now when I get home, I'm going to be like, all right, I got to do a post-mortem and try to break down what went wrong technology-wise, because the whole reason we got this camera was because it had night vision. And I could do it in webcam format because that was what we were doing. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, we'll just have to pivot again and try to figure out what happened there. But thank you everybody for tonight.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
This has been an absolute ball.
Make sure you go check out Don't Turn Around.
Yep.
Get caught up on the existing episodes. There will be several episodes devoted specifically to this visit.
Right.
Not just the interview I did earlier, but T and I are going to do sort of a debrief of the experience as well.
Sure.
And we're going to do a chat with John Sullivan in the next couple of weeks, and that'll be on the show as well, including we'll be sharing a lot of the recordings tonight. If I do catch stuff, it'll be there. Some of it will be out to the public. Some of it will be for my awesome Patreon pledges who without Don't Turn Around would not be a thing. Right. And some will be shared on social media. It's going to be all over. Yeah. But I suspect, and I'm very curious to hear what my recorder picked up at the caretaker's house.
Me too. And
H4 has been running all night over there by the door where we've consistently heard sounds. So I have about, between here and the caretaker's house, like 4 hours of
listening. Yeah, 4 hours of listening. But I will tell you this, and also real quick, I do want to say a special thank you to Kat and to Panic for being super mods tonight and checking it out.
Yes, thank you.
I was planning to just leave the stream running all night and then but leaving a camera on for the motion sensor just in case while we were asleep something were to happen. But in all fairness, I'm just at present I just don't feel like I really do feel like the minute I get in this bed, I'm going to be like, good night, Phil, and then out. Yeah. Just out like a light.
Yeah.
And I don't feel, I remember people were like, you're actually going to sleep in a haunted room? It's like, yeah. And I was going to be like, how am I going to get sleep? It's not going to be a problem because I just don't feel, I just feel like right now it's me and Phil. That's what I'm feeling. And you all, of course.
Mm-hmm. But what I will do tonight, though, is I'm going to keep my video camera running. For the next several hours while we're sleeping. Because we don't have a long time to sleep. I think, though, killing the stream
might be the best. All right.
Pack a couple of your things so you're not scrambling in the morning.
Yeah.
And
we're good. All right. Thanks, everybody. This has been an absolute blast.
Thank you guys for hanging out so much. I forget that the camera is up there.
I know, right?
So, team, at the end of the night...
Oh, God.
Do you turn around?
Do I turn around? You know what? If I turn around, it's because I've double-checked all my gear to make sure that it's working properly and that I've got good Wi-Fi. But do I turn around? Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I do. And I think I also think that if you were asking me, do I want to do this again in September at the where was it? It was Blackburn Inn in Stanton, Virginia. The answer is yes. I really want to do this again. I really, really want to do this again. I will hype it up just as crazily as I did last time. I will check, double and triple check the tech gear to make sure that everything is copacetic, and then we'll see if something different happens. Because I know for a fact the stuff that Phil has caught didn't happen his first time out, but the stuff that we saw tonight just at the caretaker's place.
I don't think that